How you guys all doing? Hero of None here for your Mundus Minute on 12/14/2018. We're going to be going over news, Golden Merchant, Luxury Merchant, and the Crown Store today. So first off, on the news, we can currently celebrate the New Life Festival for bonus rewards and experience. This is going on December 13th to January 2nd. Log in each day, do some of the New Life Festival quests. You can get some items, various collectibles, and going in each day will get you the boxes that were previously available as part of the Andante celebration, giving you motifs, chances at multiple mounts, and houses as well. So it's a really good event to get into. At least do it on one character per day, per account, and you'll get those bonuses. In addition to that, you'll also get your tickets so you can get your Indrik mount, and by now you should hopefully have all four feathers so you can get your actual Indrik mount. Note of caution though, if you already have 12 tickets, go buy the feather now and then do the quest, because you're not going to get that extra ticket. It's going to go away if you have your ticket full. In addition to that, you should also take a look for charity writs available. Now, these charity writs are blue. They only have one writ to them. They look kind of stingy, but if you do 12 of them, you're going to get a new ice skin that you can probably use on your Ice Warden or other characters. Right now, they're going between 30k to 15k. It's probably going to drop a little bit more the more people do this stuff. But if you want to make some gold, go ahead, get in there, get it, and you can get that Crystal Frost skin. Now, in addition to that, Streetseek entries are going to be ending soon. If you haven't already signed up for My Elder Scrolls, consider doing it. It doesn't cost anything, and you can just join in on that. But it is restricted per state. If you're in New York, Florida, or any place that doesn't allow bonding sweepstakes like that. Now, in addition to that, there's also the PC patch Mac notes for this week. Was currently they have optimizations to frame rates of the game for ultra graphic settings, fixing issues with flickering, fixing issues for Mac clients, and fixing issue with command tab would not work in full screen. So they fixed a few things in there, and it's pretty good here. In addition to that, though, there's another thing that was kind of found out by forum users, which I have to recommend most players do. I'll get into this once we get into the actual game, but there is an add-on to help with fixing some lag if you're in major guilds, especially trade guilds, where members are going back and forth, hopping between zones really quickly here. And what's happening is every time that a person's hopping between there, it's adding lag to your system. So there's an add-on out there called Arcadius Guild Roster Update Block that you can use to do that. Xbox and PS4 users, of course, you don't have add-ons, but there is a trick that you can do without having to get this add-on here. Maybe Zos will eventually fix this and it'll be better for everyone else, but let's get into the game here. I'll show you that trick real quick, and then we'll take a look at some of the other merchants here today. Okay, so if you don't have that add-on, one thing you can do is go into your roster and then just search on your own name and then escape. That's it. If you have a large guild, 500 plus, and a lot of people are always online hopping between places, it's adding lag to your system. It doesn't necessarily happen to all of us here, especially if you're in smaller guilds, but it's something that you might want to try if you're having a bit of lag. Now, let's take a look at the luxury merchant today. So currently you have a Clockwork Loom, Sturdy, which is actually interesting because it's one of the few looms that you can have in the game. My only complaint would be it doesn't exactly move. A lot of the clockwork stuff is kind of cool because it does move, and this one doesn't. But hey, it's one of the few out there. You might want to consider getting it if you haven't. As you can also see, you have a spinning wheel to go along with it. I find it kind of interesting because I don't recall seeing a loom or spinning wheel in standard ESO, but we have it with the Clockwork City stuff. Oh, kind of interesting. Quality fabric to go along with the loom, and spool thread. Now at 20k and 12k, I think that's not too bad. At 450 and 450, these are actually kind of good add-on items for somebody who's running something that wants to look like textile-y or making you know, weaving type of room there. So overall, not bad. Now on the golden merchants, for 150k, Plague Doctor's Ring. Now, Plague Doctor is actually a pretty good deal here at 150 if you're a tank or you're planning to tank, or hell, you're one of those fake fake tanks that go in but are actually a DPS. Consider getting this. This is 150k. Doesn't really, you can't really beat the price at that, and this is a pretty meta set to use. Using this gets you that health that you need. Even fake tanks, when you have to have an actual tank in there, you can combine this with any other DPS set and actually tank. This gives you enough health to survive most 4-man dungeons. If you're going to get into some serious trials, Plague Doctor is also kind of recommended. Plague Doctor plus Eben, you're having a good time. Next, for 150k, Sword Singer's Ring. Oh, I should also mention, Plague Doctor here also drops in, I want to say Deshaun, the Dark Elf home. Sword Singer Ring, sorry. Stamina, damage, critical, and adds 450 to your two-handed abilities. There's a Red Guard ability. I believe this is Alakir Desert, and honestly, not that great. The amount of weapon damage to your two-handed abilities, not really that great, and if you're gonna do this, I'd probably say you'd be going with a different set. I mean, you could go with Automaton, or yeah, there's just other sets that are just better off and give you weapon damage to all your abilities, not just two-hander abilities. So I'd probably give a pass to that. Sheer Venom for 250k. This is out of Imperial City Prison, and it's stamina, weapon damage, and when you deal damage with an execute ability, deal 11,000 poison damage over 6 seconds. Can occur every 6 seconds. This works with poison injection, works with reverse slice. It does work with whirlwind, but keep a note with whirlwind, it only works on the person that you're targeting. It does not give execute damage to everyone in the area. It only works on one person at a time. So yeah, and it also works with class abilities though, so that's also good too. But just remember, one person at a time with it. I have tested it. It does kind of suck because it would really make spin to win really overpowered. But anyway, PvPers use this a bit. I have seen it used in like poison overflow builds. They use this with sheer venom plus sorry, I'm drawing a blank here, but it's one of the ones out of Fungal Grotto, one of the medium sets, and it can be useful. I would probably recommend, however, for 250k, you can actually run Imperial City Prison and get the purple set for a bit cheaper and still have a good effect on it as well. I'm not quite sure if you want to go for gold on this version, but if you're really serious on PvP, don't listen to me, just go ahead and get it. Next, Iron Blend. Health, physical resistance, spell resistance, and when you take damage, you have an 8% chance to turn your blood to pure iron and gain major protection for 10 seconds, reducing your damage you take by 30%. But your movement speed is also reduced by 50%. The effect can occur every 15 seconds. I like the concept of this build, or sorry, not this build, but this set. Basically, you get a benefit, but you also get a weakness at the same time. But the uptime is kind of low, the percentage is kind of low. I've seen people try to run this in PvP, but honestly, for 250k, you're better off just going to get the jewelry in the dungeon itself. This comes out of Falkroth Keep, and yeah, people will probably just hand this to you anyway. So I would just go ahead and run that dungeon a few times and get this in purple. 250k for gold, I pass. Now for 100k, you can get Bloodspawn or Cry's Gas. Now I'll start with Cry's Gas first. Cry's Gas is not really that great. It used to be great when penetration had a lot more benefit inside PvE. It was actually a pretty meta set to use, but lately it's kind of fallen by the wayside. Selene's and Valadreth that's taken up. You can also get this out of Fungal Grotto 1, but I would recommend just passing on it. Bloodspawn, on the other hand, is meta for tanks. You can get this in Infused, or you can get this Impenetrable. I would actually recommend getting the Impenetrable version for PvP. I'm going to be using it in Infused sets myself. Infused, you probably actually want to get this in Sturdy. And actually, if you're going to be getting it in Sturdy, or trying to get it in Sturdy, you might as well run the dungeon. Dungeon is a spin to clutch 2, and it's not too hard to do. So I do recommend go ahead, farm that instead of paying the gold unless you really need it. And if you need the impenetrable version for PvP, that's actually a good deal right now. 200 alliance points to get that, and you can get it in any kind that you need. Light, medium, or heavy. Heavy is usually what you want to get though. So that is the stuff on the luxury and golden merchant tonight. Move ourselves over here and let's take a look at the crown store. Now there's a lot of new stuff coming in, and one of the first things I'm happy to see come back here is the Frostcaster. This was out there a while ago, and then they released the Warden, and then I haven't seen it on since. Now that they've added this back in, you can actually make your Warden look pretty iced out. And if you get that ice crystal skin here, it's going to look even better. You can see you get those ice shards coming out there. I mean, look at that sword, right? This is probably one of the first, purchasable motifs they put in the crown store here. And yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this. I think the only other issue with this set though is I don't think this has a, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe this actually has a motif style component. So I'm actually making it requires that you have crown mimic stones, but because we have the new outfitting system, you don't have to worry about that. You can go ahead and transmogrify your look. Next you have the New Life Festival pack, we showed off before. You have 19 more days to get that. You have the Troll King arm packs, which you showed off before, and you have 5 more days to get this. After that 5 days, the Ice Heart set is going to be coming on here. 3 days left on the Ebon Dwarven Steel Spider mount. It currently is on a deal. Enchanted Snow Globe Home. For a couple crowns, you have the Ice Nixand. The Priestess of Mara, which is free for ESO Plus members. Statuette Vivek Warrior Poet. Just kind of be like, come on, bring it on, yeah. The New Life Festival scroll. So if you haven't done the New Life Festival event before, you can use this and it'll give you an idea where to go. But honestly, just go to East March and that's where it starts. Sabercat Frost Atronach. These are for crown gems, not for crowns. So you actually have to have spent and gotten some crowns, some crown crates and opened them up. If you got Twitch crates, those things will drop gems each time that you get them, because most people will just recycle the various, potions and foods and all that stuff. But if you're trying to get it from the actual crates, you're not going to be able to get it. You're going to have to actually buy it with the gems. Starter pack. You can see here. I don't know why this is new. This has been out here for a while now. Starter pack Adept, which is on sale, $5.50. And then Zalmer crates. I think we showed these off last time here. New dies coming up for the holidays here. Nixans, Frostcats, and yeah, we showed off the rest of this here already last week. Let's see, not much else has changed on that. Quest starters, houses. Just again, it's reminding you the Epic Snow Globe, furniture, New Life Back Festival, Vivek Warrior Poet, Troll King, Frost Collar, various dies that you can get. And of course that Steel Spider. Alright guys, that is currently what's going on in Elder Scrolls Online for 12/14/2018. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you all in Tamriel.